Before you decide to open a franchise business or start your own venture, I recommend you watch this episode, where I will explain in detail the key differences between creating a project through a franchise or starting your own business. What do you choose? Speed, minimization of errors, or creative, potential, and that very room for implementation? I have experience in creating a business from scratch, both selling a franchise and buying someone else's franchise. Therefore, I completely understand all those people who are currently very uncertain what should be done: create something yourself or buy someone else's franchise. Let's sort this out right here, right now. Hello everyone, my name is Anton Vasilenko. I am 32. I am a CEO, founder of the True Gamers brand network, and also the owner of 4 successful brands. I have opened more than 450 locations, which serve over 600,000 clients monthly in 130 cities worldwide. I have projects that annually make it into Forbes rankings and other business publications. Both my team and I promote concepts that blow people's minds all over the world. For example, recently we presented the concept of an esports island in Abu Dhabi. I have gone through all the stages from choosing a niche to entering global market. And moreover, I am doing all of this right now in real time. And on this channel, I will talk about business, trends, entrepreneurial approaches, and share my vision on how to build successful companies. Perhaps my words will change your perspective on business, your team, or even yourself. When choosing to start a business from scratch or through a franchise, the first thing to pay attention to is your personal competencies and your strengths. If you are bursting with the desire to create something of your own, you are just perfect. The image formed in your mind. A franchise won't suit you because this feeling won't go away as soon as you open a business created by someone else's hands. In other words, it will continue to eat away at you from the inside. Therefore, your path in entrepreneurship is definitely to start something from scratch on your own. Well, that's just the kind of person you are. If we are talking about wanting to make money, we, as people, understand that we are great at calculating numbers. We come from the financial or accounting sector, or we are simply still searching for ourselves and ready to learn, then finding a mentor. By purchasing a franchise is an excellent option, because we are buying someone else's experience, which will allow us to save a lot of money, time, and nerve cells. We are buying a community, we are buying a mentor, we are buying a large knowledge base, meaning all of this comes with franchising. And if we talk about wanting to become an entrepreneur, I have consciously chosen this path, but I have a lack of experience. Then franchising is, in my opinion, the coolest business school, because it gives you knowledge, the experience of a mentor, and the practical opportunity to apply all of this and receive the corresponding benefits, and all of this in one package. So weigh these two things. They are both wonderful. After we create a business on your own or create through a franchise, they have different properties, characteristics, fit different people with completely different thinking. If you open a franchise, but your creative potential, you really feel that it limits you because you will be implementing someone else's concept according to someone else's rules and conditions, then it will certainly be quite difficult for you. That is most likely over time. You will decide to part ways with the partner, or perhaps realize your creative potential in another type of business. But using the experience and practice you gained here, I haven't seen successful partners, franchisees with a creative inclination, an amazing creativity could feel comfortable under the wing of a large franchising company. All the conditions that you will adhere to within the framework of franchising will be specified in your contract. If the contract states that you must adhere to the brand book, you must follow the rules for implementing certain products or services. These are all the same restrictions, and moreover, these restrictions have consequences. That is, in the event of any inspections revealing non-compliance or transformation of products, you will be at least fined, and at most, you could even be shut down. When it comes to guarantees of success, there are no such guarantees, and those companies that guarantee a 100% chance of success are likely a red flag, an indicator that they are not entirely honest and are not conducting their business properly. Because there is no guarantee of 100% success. Even giants like McDonald's and Starbucks, who have decades, years of gaining this experience. And they also have a percentage of business closures. Therefore, there are no guarantees of success. The only thing you can do is work on the success rate and, let's say, classify various brands, establishing coefficients, those very indicators that will allow you to assume that the success rate with this particular brand will be higher for you. For this, you need to look at the inside, that is the internal part of this business, specifically how many years they have been operating, who the founders are, and whether the founders are involved in management, the total number of branches they have, the closure rate, and of course reviews. Reviews coupon, Google Maps scoreboard, TripAdvisor. For a businessman, this is a significant indicator of how well the enterprise can effectively transmit and control its technologies, which is crucial. These indicators will allow you to form a certain value, some kind of coefficient, clouded from your mind, of success. Additionally, you can then look at external factors in the region or city or country where you want to implement this product. Indeed, there is such a societal need. This can be indicated to you either by some studies, regional ones, or you as a person who lives there. In the worst case, you can use a tool like customer development. By asking your friends, relatives, acquaintances, conduct a small study on the demand for this brand in the region. If a certain brand has large regional coverage or international, and we see that they have 40 facilities, but at the same time they have 30% with 5 stars and 40% with 4 stars, and the remaining 30% with stars from 1 to 2. We can assume that they are not effectively able to transmit their know-how in certain regions, and in some regions they do this quite successfully. Also, sometimes the company owns a very large volume of its own corporate network, like in fact Join the Juice, where more than 80% have their own locations out of 350. This means that a large volume of correct ratings, specifically the ratings we look at from 4 to 5, may be exclusively within the corporate network. And in the franchise network, there may be exactly those ratings that do not satisfy us and the consumers. Thus, for us, this will be a major indicator that the company poorly communicates and controls its product. These the indicators, which are quite openly available on the internet, where you can pass all the information correctly, fill in various tables and draw the appropriate conclusions, are all open. They do not require any global research or orders. In any consulting firms, if a franchise is able to effectively convey technology and products, then most likely in reviews around the world, on Google you will see good positive comments. For you, this is a big indicator. But again, everything is understood relatively. You cannot focus on one brand and only do its research, regardless of whether it's 2, 3, 4 projects from the same industry. That is, any percentage, any coefficient will be relative. Relativity must be tied to some other object to somehow measure this degree across the board. In my opinion, the amount of finances required to start your own business, if we are talking about wanting to create a product at the same level, then your own business will be much more expensive. This is all explained by the fact that you will need more time to create the right documents, go through the same path, the same technologies, optimize the system, implement some informational SaaS solutions that will allow these processes to be easier and make them smoother and faster. That is, all these actions that you will need on the path of creating a business from scratch, namely going through the path like a feather goes, which climbs Police Mountain and does it for the first time rather than going along a beaten path, will require more physical effort and accordingly financial resources. However, if you buy it as a franchise, then you are that very franchise fund. A person who climbs a mountain on an already beaten path with special camps, with rest areas, and your journey to the top of a particular mountain will be much more comfortable. I believe that to open a business through a franchise, you don't need experience in running a business in some cases. However, if it is a complex project, for example, in B2B, some consulting or something else, meaning some complex supplies, then sometimes special entrepreneurial skills are required. Of some narrow professions, for example, if you want to open a law firm or a real estate agency through a franchise, that is, of course, you will have a better chance of success if you come from this industry. There is no definitive answer to whether to build a business on your own or through a franchise, because it suits completely different people and different mindsets. I won't repeat myself. I mentioned at the very beginning who should go for a franchise and who should learn through their own experiences. It's up to you to choose. This was Anton Vasilenko with you. Subscribe to this channel, ask questions. I will be happy to answer them here. Goodbye, everyone.